Optics and photonics illuminate the city of Rochester. On this episode of Light Matters, we take you to the Luminate Lightning Awards, as 10 startup companies have been accepted into the world's largest optics, photonics, and imaging accelerator. Hello, I'm Justine Murphy, and this is Light Matters for November 2017. 8 optics, photonics, and imaging startup companies from the States, 1 from Canada, and 1 from Dublin, Ireland, will soon set up shop in Rochester for the 6-month accelerator known as Luminate. Each of the 10 companies will receive $100,000 in funding, with a chance at $1 to $2 million in follow-on funding. We'll tell you more about these 10 companies later in the show. But first, researchers at Rice University have developed a probe that lights up when it binds to a misfolded amyloid beta peptide, enabling footprinting of this protein, which is a suspected cause of Alzheimer's disease. The probe was able to identify a specific binding site, a discovery that could facilitate better drug treatment for the disease. The researchers targeted amyloid beta peptide fibrils using rhenium-based complexes. They found that photoirradiation of the complex caused oxidation on the fibrils. They used the photophysical and photochemical properties of this complex, as well as spectroscopic and computational methods, to elucidate the molecular binding sites. The study performed by the Rice team was backed up by computer simulations done by researchers at the University of Miami. The discovery could lead to the development of photodynamic therapy for Alzheimer's disease. The research has been published in the journal Chem. SPIE is an educational, not-for-profit organization founded in 1955 to advance light-based science, engineering, and technology. Eugene Arthurs has been CEO of SPIE since 1999. He recently announced his intention to retire, effective January 19, 2018. We caught up with the CEO at OptiFab 2017 and had a chance to ask him about his upcoming retirement.
I feel I'm too young, really, tell you the truth. But I'm really, I look forward to SPI having a new and younger leadership. I think every organization should have that. And I am hoping to stay active in the field. I've got a huge curiosity about the markets and what drives things in our field. And I'll now get more time, I hope, to work about that, think about that, and so on.
Arthurs became an SPIE member in 1972 while still living in his native Ireland.
I enjoyed it all the time from when I was a student, a person in research, in industry, an exhibitor. And I really think that the organization always catered to the customer and try to add value and bring useful services to the community. It's not an organization that rests on its laurels. It changes as our field has changed and will continue changing. And I'm very happy about that. And I look forward to being a member many more years.
Tune in to next month's show when Eugene Arthurs tells us what he'll miss most about being CEO, and a little about the different conferences he has been a part of. Luminate is the world's largest optics, photonics, and imaging accelerator focused on advancing next-generation OPI-enabled startup companies. Earlier this month, 10 finalists for the Luminate Lightning Awards were announced during a ceremony in Rochester, New York. Photonics Media News editor Autumn Pilot was there and brings us the story.
Over 100 optics, photonics, and imaging startup companies from all over the world entered the very first Luminate New York Accelerator competition.
We are building on the legacy of geniuses, but we don't just look backward, we are looking forward. And that's why I'm so excited about the continued competition.
On this particular night, the 25 OPI semifinalists entertained the large audience at the Hyatt Regency Rochester through a lightning round. Each company had 2 minutes to wow the crowd and the judges with their final pitch. The startups were competing for the chance to be one of 10 companies accepted into the 6-month Luminate Accelerator program, which promises an initial investment of $100,000 and a chance to be a part of the initiative's first cohort, which begins in January in Rochester.
Happy and excited. I think we really had a very unique proposition, and we've already shown its benefit in a clinical setting. So it's really very rewarding to see that the judges felt that our technology is really one of the top-notch, and it shows huge potential.
Luminate will assist the teams with their ideas to accelerate their commercialization with support from industry experts, businesses, and local universities.
We're getting 10 outstanding optics companies to come and build their business, work with the infrastructure, do their manufacturing. There's so much hope and potential in these 10 companies that we should all be helping them and be excited about all that it has to offer.
Reporting for Photonics Media and Light Matters, I'm Autumn Pylant.
Thanks, Autumn. The finalists in the field of photonic devices, lasers, materials, and displays are Arovia, Lumotune, and molecular glasses. In the fields of spectroscopy and medical devices, the finalists are Litoptech and Intelon Optics. And in augmented virtual reality, sensors, instrumentation, and image recognition, the 5 finalists are Bounce Imaging, Double Helix LLC, Think Biosolution, Positive Science, and Tarsier Optics. At the end of the program, the 10 teams will compete on Demo Day, where they will vie for over $2 million in follow-on funding. The $10 million program is being funded by the state of New York and administered by High Tech Rochester. Be sure to catch Light Matters Extra for a more in-depth look at this year's Luminate Lightning Awards. You can find it on photonics.com. Well, that's it for this month's show. Be sure to follow us on social media for the latest and coolest news and information. Until next time, keep following the photons.